So we have 3 reasons to be really excited today. Number 1, great weather after a really cold week. Number 2, we have just moved into a new apartment near Seoul Station and we know a lot of really good restaurants here. And number 3, today we are having Gamjatang for lunch.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And it's at least 10 degrees warmer, so let's walk on over to our restaurant and fill our faces with Korean food.
So we are both super excited about this dish because it's one of our favorite soups. It is so good.
Yeah, this Korean soup slash stew is one of the most hearty ones you can have in all of Korea. So excited to be here. So if we take a look down here, I'm gonna explain a bit what's in this dish. So it's basically, the Gamjatang is a pork spine stew. It also has potatoes, it has perla leaves, it has ground sesame, and it has a bunch of other vegetable ingredients as well. And it also has glass noodles that are already in there, but
that was not enough for Sam.
No, we ordered a special supplement of ramyun, which we're gonna pour in a little bit later. We want to wait for it to cook a bit longer before we add that. But yeah, it's such a nice Korean stew. And if you can believe this, if you look down here one more time, this is actually the small version of this.
The small size.
Yeah, you can also get a medium and large, and that would make most sense if you were with a group of like maybe say
friends,
3 to 4, yeah, a group of 3 to 4 people, friends, family. So we're going with the smaller portion, which actually isn't very small.
Okay, so they have come and turned down the fire, so we think it's ready. We let it cook for about 10 minutes.
It's still bubbling up a storm though.
Yeah.
Like, that is some serious bubble.
Check that out.
Some serious action there.
So I'm gonna dish it up.
Look at all that steam. My gosh.
The pork spine. And let's add the ramyun noodles, which Sam was really craving.
Yeah, that was a must addition for me.
Oh my.
I mean, when it's only 2,000 won extra to add it, why not, right?
There you go. Some broth. You've already got a perla leaf in there.
You've got yourself a nice big portion. Oh, that's for me.
That's for you.
Oh my.
Yeah, there you go.
Lucky me. And you're gonna serve up yours as well?
Yes. I'm going to claim this potato for myself.
Yeah. So what's cool about this dish is that it dates back to the Three Kingdom period of Korea, which was a very long time ago. And it's from Jeolla province, Jeolla Namdo province if I'm correct. So that's really cool. And I think we're ready to eat it soon.
Yeah, enough information, let's dig in. Alright, so now comes the dissection process. So I'm going to use my chopsticks to pick off the meat off of the pork spine.
Yeah.
And the meat has been cooking for a really long time, so it's like super soft and tender.
And just so you know, we have a special bowl here that we put the bones eventually. Yeah. But we're not quite at that stage yet.
Yeah.
So we're still at the stage of eating the meat.
Yeah. So this dish, like, you really have to work for it to enjoy it. It's quite a bit of work to get at the meat, but it's so tender and it just falls apart. So I really enjoy it. I'm really excited for this.
You gotta admire a dish where you have to do a little bit of the work yourself.
Let's see.
Well, let's try that. How is it?
Oh my gosh. The meat like melts in your mouth. It is so tender.
Is the broth of the soup spicy?
Yeah, it's one of the spicier broths.
It kind of looks like a bit like it has a gochujang base, like a red pepper paste base.
Yeah. And we have a bit of this. If I remember correctly, this should be kind of like a mustard.
It's kind of a mustard, like a green mustard.
Let's see.
Take a bit of the meat, put it in there. Gives it a bit of a kick.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna love this. This is so good. I'm loving it.
Yeah. So before I try my Gamjatang, the first thing I want to point out is that we made a really big mistake the first time we ever had this. So in order for me to talk about it, you've got to look down here.
Okay.
So the worst thing you can do when you're having Gamjatang is just to let it sit. because while it's cooking, it can get really sticky at the bottom. So it's really important to keep moving it around to keep things floating. You can see over here I've got a big potato.
Yeah.
And so it's important to keep the ingredients moving around.
And we've also turned down the heat to just let it simmer.
Yes. Very key point. So putting the ladle down, I'm gonna try my first bite. I'm gonna go in for the noodles since you had the meat already. I'm gonna try to have some of. I'm gonna see if I can grab a little bit of meat over here. Oh, that's a big. It's mostly bone.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little bit of meat. I'm getting, I think, a perilla leaf, and I'm getting some noodles.
A little bit of everything.
Let's try that.
Well,
Oh yeah, it's really good.
your first bite of Gamjatang in how many years? It's been
The
a
last
while.
time I had this was in Yongin, where you used to
My
live.
neighborhood.
That
yeah.
was like 3 or 4 years ago. That's,
Yeah.
no, it was 4 years ago. That's
Uh-huh.
ridiculous how long it's been. So nice to be having this again. And I love, like you said, I love how tender the meat is. I love how spicy it is. And the noodles, as a supplement, were a really nice addition.
Yeah, and we can actually add different supplements, like if you want dumplings
There was
or
mandu,
rice cakes.
there was dok, which is the rice cakes. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of different ones you can choose from. We decided just to go for one, to try to keep it more classic, but you can go nuts if you want. So I'm having my second serving over here.
Ooh la la.
And if you take a look at my little dish, you can see that I've got a big potato this time around.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating about this dish is gamjatang, if you take it literally, gamja means potato. But actually, that is not the main ingredient of the soup. Potato is more of an optional thing. What is the main ingredient is the Korean pork spine.
Yeah.
So that's really important point to point out, because first time, like 4 years ago, we made a video about this dish and we were saying, oh yeah, it's a potato soup, it's a potato stew, a Korean potato stew. But actually that's incorrect. It's Korean pork spine stew. And often it does have potatoes, but it can also not have potatoes as well. So now that we've made a big deal about the potatoes, let's try that with some of the broth. Still really hot, so I'm blowing on it. Yeah, potato is a really nice addition.
And another interesting thing about this dish is that everyone kind of has their own method to getting at the meat. Some people like pick at it a little bit and then have a little bite here and there. Others like to work through the bone and get it all out at once.
I have to say, there's not a ton of meat on the bone. There's a little bit, so to scrape that meat off, it does require quite a bit of work with your spoon and chopsticks.
Well, we sure took care of that. Nothing but an
empty bowl and just lots of bones. So yeah, that was like a super filling meal. We're leaving stuff. You know what? Our noses are running a bit because we are used to Korean spices, but this is especially spicy.
Actually, your lips look swollen right now.
My lips are on fire at the moment. So anyways, on to price point. So if you take a look here, you can see that the gamjatang, it came to 20,000 won. And then we have a supplement of rice for 1,000 and a supplement of mandu for 2,000 more. So in total, 23,000 won, 23,000 won, which is roughly a little bit less than 20 US dollars. So you're looking at like less than $10 a person. And when you come and have a Korean soup and stew that's as good, it's definitely worth it. So it is one of the must-try Korean foods we recommend when visiting Seoul.
And what's even better, this place is open 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and stay tuned because we have more Korea food videos and travel videos coming out every Monday.